This is not politics. It's your life and your tax dollar. For instance, there are several more places that Howard and Antony can encourage his team on the council to raise the fees and taxes so they, the government, can have more of your hard-earned money to spend. After all, for Antony, government is the solution, and the bigger the better. Think these are just some loose words? Listen here to his fervent support of increasing the cost of new housing in Indiantown by 9%.
Thank you. Just just a note, just a comment. We're going from $89.50 for a residential or anything else to, for a $200,000 home at a 9%, that would give them $18,000 they're having to pay in a permit fee. Just kind of FYI so the council knows the difference.
Which it's my understanding that that there are, Althea, how many inspections are there on a single family home? Is it 8? Am I remember correctly?
Yes.
Okay. So it's
Okay,
80,
if we keep that means that they would have to do 201 inspections. Okay, at $89.50.
So before we vote, I think, and I heard the number that was given by one of the council members. I get that, and then I've heard on both sides. But what this boils down to is that right now the village of Indiantown is losing money, and as good stewards of what we have been given responsibility over, we got to be able to recoup that money. So I think we have a vote. We have a motion and a second that's on the table. I think we should vote, and I'm going to vote in favor of this. And the reason is because as Brown and Jefferson has said, that this new proposed schedule is still lower than what has been happening countywide, and then two, we are now in a position to where, again, if somebody wants to get one thing done, put up a fence, whatever the case may be, then they will still get charged that. So we're not about to charge folks these numbers. Now, folks who are building a house, I get that, but I think we have to look at, we're losing money because we're still paying this company this money, but we're losing it, and this is the way to rectify it. So I don't want us to look at it as it being, we just need to be responsible, and this is a way to be responsible. So yes, I just wanted to throw that out, and the public say I'll be supporting this item.
You won't be removing.
See how quickly he's willing to swoop in and scoop up the ducky? Let's work the math. By adding the extra $18K to the price of a $200K house, it'll add the same to the sales price, thus increasing the amount of the loan required by the buyer to $218,000. Who do you think pays it? The builder isn't going to pay it for them. The same people the council are supposed to be protecting would in essence be harming those people by making the price of the new house even higher, significantly higher. At current interest rates of 4.5%, it's actually $91.20 more a month in a payment. Now multiply that by 360 months of payments in a 30-year mortgage. That equals $32,832 over the course of the mortgage. Now wait, that's not all. There is $14,833.21 more in interest. So when you add that to the extra payments of $32K, it equals $47,665.21 extra. So Antony can be, as he said, responsible. Even at 4.5, even if they raise the rate for the fee to a 4.5% rate, you're still experiencing nearly a $28,000 total increase for a home buyer. However you slice it, the home buyer is going to be paying more for the house, and over time, more than the fees you want to redistribute. Let's examine the logic of the 9% increase for a second. Until someone can show us how they determine the construction value consistently, then we're going to assume 9% of the appraised final. Even if the pool of money to be assessed is reduced, it'll still be handed off to a buyer and added into the mortgage amortization cost of the buyer, not the seller or builder. Again, it's the consumer that will get the shaft. So let's use the discussion's math that the council used at this point so we all understand where it stands. To begin with, the proposed number came from the people that have the contract to do the work. I'm surprised they didn't say 20%. What a gig. The idea is to recover your costs. Fair enough. The real question should be first, is the code so overly regulatory that you could reduce the number of visits by removing some restrictions on the people? You're the one making these demands, so you can reduce them too. Second, once a building is put into place, you'll continue to, as you say, offset the expense of the inspections through property tax and other hidden little fees until that building goes away in about 50 years. It's not like it's your only chance to get in their pockets. You'll have several more points you can raise property taxes to. So just you hush, you'll get your money back. Third, it is a better choice, maybe, to hire an inspector. So instead of encouraging growth that's reasonable and taking your return over a longer period of time, you expect the people you serve to pay for government's own lack of efficiency and equity in the process. The vote and discussion on this will come back on November 12th. I encourage everyone to let the council know to keep their hands out of the cookie jar and out of your pocket. How do you expect a person that's never done anything outside of the civil servant sector to know how to do anything in the real world? Well, rely on smart growth and sustainable experts, of course. When they run their mouth, that's one thing. When they join up and support a group that's anti-American, that's another. But when they rush into every decision like a kid in a candy store with the free stuff army behind them, you better look out, because Indiantown is the child and this group wants your candy. If you're interested in becoming part of a group to recall local elected leaders, drop us a line. Join us here at Talk About Martin and help MIGA make Indiantown great again.